Mark McAllister, Habitat Restoration Director at the Freshwater Trust, and I manage our Habitat Department, which does in-stream and re-veg projects primarily to benefit salmon and steelhead. The restoration process generally, and then specifically here on the Salmon River and Still Creek, is identifying current habitat conditions, historic habitat conditions through reference data, and then coming up with site-specific restoration actions to go from current to historic conditions for those factors believed to be limiting salmon and steelhead. For here, it's side channel connectivity, it's floodplain connectivity, and then it's adding large wood into the system where we'll form pools for adult holding, provide for juvenile rearing, and then we'll get tailouts and the right gravel falling out for spawning. So really you walk into a site with an idea of what you want the basin scale conditions to look like, and then you match those to the habitat potential right in the localized area. So minimizing resource damage is one of our primary concerns when we're doing this, and it really occurs at a site-by-site level. On Still Creek, there's an access road where we can very quickly walk in equipment like an excavator and have very minimal ground disturbance. On a river like the Salmon River, where access is more challenging, we'll actually use heavy lift helicopters to fly in the large wood. So it's really on a site-by-site level, and it depends on, it depends on a couple things. One is cost, and one is minimizing resource damage, and it's really up to the project proponents to balance those two things. Today we are actually tipping over whole trees to give us that in-stream large wood component and also to kick water out on the floodplain. This area presents a really unique opportunity to restore floodplain because it's relatively undeveloped. So with a very low risk to infrastructure, we can kick water out onto the floodplain and essentially let nature decide where it wants those side channel or off channel habitat to be. On other systems where we don't have localized tree sources, we essentially have to cut them down to a size that they can be hauled by equipment. Here we have the opportunity to pull over whole trees with their giant root fans attached, which really increases the effectiveness of our restoration work.